delays, that just comes with the course of actions, I guess. We'll resume our agenda items with the commissioners' discussions about the proposed NextEra wind farm project. Keep in mind, this is an open meeting. Everyone is welcome to be here, but this is not a public forum time where anyone has the right to speak or make comments to commissioners or disrupt the meeting in any form. As we move forward, there have been concerns in regards to this topic with conflicts of interest by one or all commissioners. And at this time, I'll ask if there's any commissioners who wish to recuse themselves from the further discussion and potential voting if a motion is made today.
I have chosen to abstain, even though I do not have a conflict of interest, and will put in the public record my disclosure statement pursuant to law.
All right. Anyone else have any comment to make in regards to abstaining? Mr. Giordano?
I have none.
And I have none. We have before us today documents that have been discussed for quite some period of time. We have 4 versions of a development agreement that was drafted with the date of October 22nd of 2022. A contribution agreement with a draft version date of October 22nd of 2022. A road use agreement draft version dated October 21st of 2022. And a decommissioning agreement with a draft version date of October 19th of 2022. Originally, the county had made public these same drafts dated October 5th of 2022. The date of the draft simply reflects to when the draft was last updated. So on October 5th, the commissioners had made public what the commissioners had been working on for numerous months. Made them available to the public for public input and public comment. Since that time, we have taken that input in many forms. One is right here in this very room and in the downstairs commissioner room where we normally hold meetings, in the verbal form from public. We've received phone calls, text messages, emails, letters, and other forms of communication from the public. Specifically, we have received information from some individuals who have taken the opportunity to read the versions, to refer to them by the name of the agreement, by page number, section, so on and so forth, and make suggestions to changes. With all of those pre-mentioned items, that is what you will see in the latest draft versions that I referred to. There have been adjustments made since the October 5th version that was originally made public. I believe if we look back, we take ourselves back to approximately February of 2022, when the commission started receiving larger volumes of input in regards to the High Banks wind proposal. But it actually dates back to before my time on the commission. I don't know that exact date. Some have said it's 2015, but I'm comfortable in saying it's 2016 when this idea was first proposed to Republic County. Nonetheless, most of the information and discussion has occurred during the spring, summer, and now early fall of 2022. With the assistance of council, the commissioners have prepared a document that consists of 3 pages. This document is titled Record of Considerations Regarding the High Bank Wind Project Proposal Decision, dated October 24th of 2022 at the top of the document. It consists of 3 pages with paragraphs and bullet points. It identifies many of the topics and considerations that the commission has used to this point. However, it does not include all. There are many other forms of communication and research that commissioners have done individually or as a group in either a public setting or an executive setting with council to bring us to this day. At this time, I make a motion to enter into the public record the document I've referred to dated October 24th of 2022, record of considerations regarding the High Banks Wind Project proposal, consisting of 3 pages.
I will second that motion.
The motion has been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion in regards to this document? Seeing none, I'll ask for a vote. I vote in favor, aye,
Aye.
and the motion passes. This one.
Okay. I will move for the board to approve and sign the High Banks Wind Project proposed development agreement with draft version date of October 22nd, 2022, contribution agreement with a draft version date of October 22nd, 2022, road use agreement with a draft version date of October 21st, 2022, and decommissioning agreement with a draft version date of October 19th, 2022, collectively referred to as the definitive agreements, debated, reviewed, and discussed during this meeting, and approve and sign a draft Republic County Resolution number 2022-27A, reflecting approval and decision to sign the definitive agreements, the forms of which are attached as exhibits to said draft resolution. Is there a second?
With there being 2 commissioners at this time, I will second that motion. Motion's been made and seconded. I'll call for any further discussion in regards to this topic. I'll start with Mr. Jordan.
I have no other discussion.
I would like to add a couple things. During the course of this project, there has been tremendous amount of public input. That public input has been voiced by those in opposition of the wind farm project, by those in favor of the project, and there have been quite a few that remain neutral in the project. I want to let you know that the commissioners have listened to those concerns on all sides and have went through the information that's been provided. And I just want to share with you a little bit on how I have evaluated that information. It's hard to evaluate because you don't have a roadmap on how to go about conducting this process. You can't get on Amazon and buy a book. Nonetheless, I have weighed the information provided with what I know best from past practice that I used to be involved in. And that is what would be considered admissible evidence, so to speak. And I've weighed it as such. Some will understand what that means, some do not, and I understand that. However, I do. I just wanted to share that with you because I have spent many hours and emails on the phone with some of you in this room and with others that aren't here. Is there any other further discussion on this topic?
Nothing from me.
I will call for a vote. Those in favor, a verbal aye. Those opposed, a verbal nay. And I will call for the vote at this time.
I vote aye.
I vote aye. And the motion passes. At this time, that will conclude this agenda item. The commissioners will resume their meeting and their next agenda item in the normal commission room downstairs once we move there. Thank you. give me just one moment. I'm sorry, Mr. Squeakle has a comment he'd like to make.
Well, first of all, I want to thank and commend Doug for the way he's handled all of the public sessions and all of, being the chairman of the Board of County Commissioners is not an easy job. But he's done an excellent job. And I've enjoyed working both with he and Melvin on this issue, this contentious issue. It's been a lot of give and take between the three of us, but I respect these gentlemen, and we always, every consideration that was made was, what is this good for Republic County? And there's been criticisms that, well, what about 30 years from now? Well, I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. And quite honestly, we have to go with the best possible information that we have. And I'd like to echo Doug's thought, cause mentioned all the input that he had, that we each have had, and it's great that we live in a country where we can express ourselves and communicate with others and tell it, I've had my ear bent from the pro, somebody that's for this project, and the same thing for those that are against this project. But I've considered every input that's been made to me. For the last time, I'm gonna make public comment on the accusations that would question my honesty and integrity. In 2019, my wife and I decided we wanted to do some estate planning, and so we gave a life estate to our youngest son in a farm. I continue to reap the owner's share of the project, of the farm, and only receive income from grain sales, only. I pay my share of the expenses and any other upkeep that needs to be done. I also pay the real estate taxes on that property. After that, then I was informed that many lenders don't like to have a real estate mortgage on property where there's a life estate, because it could add a cloud to that land. And so we deeded the farm without the life estate. Nothing changed as far as the financial side of the farm. I received crop income, I paid crop expenses, I pay the taxes, and that's all. That's all the income that I will ever receive from that land. I've had, been accused of yielding to the Squeakles that have signed contracts. It was mentioned by one of you that there was 5 contracts with Squeakle names on them. My name wasn't one of those, but that was not mentioned. Secondly, there's an equal number of Squeakles, and I think there's more if I counted right, that are on the other side that have not signed a contract. So you see, family and get-togethers makes for some interesting conversation. I'm not yielding to either side when I do this vote, when we did this discussion. In my life, there's been a lot of big changes. We had school consolidation, and I was part of that. I was a high school teacher and then a high school principal during that time. I know there were people that probably to this day still do not speak because they were against consolidation. And when you look back on it, it was a necessary evil because we ran out of kids. And so it turned into a positive. In banking, I was part of a bank with single ownership. And then the Malta Bank Holding Company legislation came along, and then you have conglomerates as we do today, where one group owns a number of banks. I fought that, and as it's turned out, that project or that legislation was not that, because we've got banks, many of them branches, but we have banks in small communities that otherwise would not have had those banks there. But the whole issue boiled down to this one thing. My wife and I went to Heritage Foundation, a 30-30 meeting at Heber, Nebraska. And we listened to that and we agreed with that property rights go with the ownership. And we were asked several times as a county to do a resolution opposing that Heritage Foundation, which we did gladly, because we believe in individual property rights. And I serve the entire county as a county commissioner, but in this one project, which is located primarily in my district, the overwhelming consensus was we want the wind farm. So that's the reason this meeting started. Doug was right. This whole issue started in 2016. We had a public meeting in Cuba, where individuals could express themselves, ask questions, be informed. We had representatives from all sides there at that meeting. And here we are now finally getting this resolved as of today. It's an honor to have served you all, and I continue to do my very best, and it's an honor to work with Doug and Melvin on any issue that comes before this board. Thank you.
This is going to divide this
The meeting will
county.
resume in the commissioners' room. Thank you.
Hey, I would like to remind everyone, if you're gonna discuss, please keep your voices down. We are still conducting business in the courthouse, and it echoes through the hallway real bad.